agriculture through coffee tourism. This has led to coffee farm hotels becoming increasingly popular, with domestic and international tourists visiting Fairview Estate in Kiambu County. Agrotourism will play a key role in supplementing the overall food production in the country.
Tourism has become one of the largest and fastest growing economic sectors in the world over the past 6 decades. The craze to go everywhere and see everything is now enabling the creation of entire new experiences and new revenue streams for some.
If we happen to pulp the unripe and the ripe coffee together, we will be compromising on quality. So that is how we ended up having this sorting yard.
This beautiful coffee farm, which nearly 100 acres under coffee, is situated 1,750 meters above sea level. The farm is irrigated by the Riara River that is in turn fed by streams from the Kenyan highlands. Fairview Coffee Estate boasts the accolade of one of the best quality coffees in Kenya. It has now turned to agrotourism.
This plantation is a fairly large plantation. What I liked about the place was when I went around, I saw coffee plants which are 100 years, more than 100 years old.
Visitors have a chance to see coffee on the tree, taste coffee just as they would wine, and finally purchase some of the coffee from the farm. Finest Coffee Estate has been offering exciting coffee tour experience to both domestic and international tourists who learn first-hand experience about coffee production.
I enjoyed all 3 grades of coffee, the stronger one, the medium one, and the lighter side as well. And I've decided I'm going to go for medium always now.
The experience has been a draw for various visitors, with the farm betting on local visitors, even as they focus on bringing on high-end foreigners who can buy special coffee. Julie Owino, KTN News.
The East Africa Breweries Limited plant in Kisumu County, set up with an investment of 15 billion Kenya shillings, will start producing keg beer before the end of the year, as over 15,000 contracted farmers seek to get at least 1 billion shillings from the brewer for supply of sorghum. Speaking in Kisumu today during the launch of the Opich Pacho football tournament, EABL Corporate Relations Director Eric Kiniti says that over 50 distributors will be engaged by the miller upon start of the manufacturing of the keg beer. With dairy farming contributing over 14% of agricultural GDP and 4% of total GDP, the Livestock Ministry has asked farmers to mix their own feeds from home to reduce the cost of milk production. This will see growth in the industry, which has been recently affected by the cold weather ahead of the 14th Africa Dairy Conference and Exhibition in Nairobi.
The dairy industry has registered growth in the past few years. Farmers are now able to produce over 6 billion liters in a year. However, the cost of milk production still remains high, which is proven to be a challenge to the country's economy.
This event has without doubt bridged the technological gap, spurring growth and enhancing competitiveness of the region's dairy product.
As the farmers struggle, the Agricultural Ministry in dairy states are trying to help through offering financial advice. If farmers consider making their own feeds from home, then they will sustain their cost of production as they consider reducing the milk price to 14 shillings per litre.
Issues that we face in this country is the cost of milk production. We are told that the processors are not paying enough, but the milk industry has been liberalized, so we cannot control the prices as government. But what we are telling farmers is, if you can reduce the cost of production of your milk to about 14 shillings per litre or even less, then if you sell at 40 shillings, you are still in business. And that's why we're encouraging now farmers to either, if the feeds are expensive, they can mix their own feeds at home.
Being that the industry is given priority, the ministry plans to stage its focus to build the capacity of the increased dairy production, improved quality of products, and enhanced consumption.
Supporting the county governments. Agriculture in this country has been highly devolved, about 80%. So what happens at the national level is policy making and capacity building, and of course giving support to the the various county governments.
There is still a lot of work to be done in the industry, as Kenya's milk production is still below the recommendation by World Health Organization of 200 liters per capita per year. Julie Owino, KTN News.
Well, and that's where we leave it at for the business news tonight. My name is Abi Agina. Thank you for your valid company.
This is KTN News. Nairobian.